Hi fans! Welcome back to our channel. I'm going. I've left the occasion.
Yeah, let's leave Mummy and Daddy's chat.
I'll lead you on to my brothers, who are not as superior as me, but there you go. Hello, worshippers of victory. Okay, you worship Mishka, I'm leaving. Oh no, I've got welcome food here. Do you want to empty your mouth so you can say hello properly? Nom 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 nom. Hi fans! Oh, I jumped at my own name. Do Hi Warham fam, welcome back to our channel. I'm Debbie.
I'm Darren.
And we've got sleeping hamsters. So
Yay!
you might have noticed, guys, that we are wearing, or possibly not actually, but we are wearing different t-shirts to the ones that we recorded with the hamsters earlier, because that was yesterday. And look, all I'm saying is we had the COVID jab the day before yesterday and our arms still hurt. Right.
Yep.
So, as usual, our starter this week is Words of the Week.
Yay!
So our word of the week this week is Knittles.
Knittles.
So in case you didn't hear me properly, Knittles. The reason I'm saying that, I'm starting to feel like I'm actually in some sort of sound booth because I've got a microphone beside me.
Yeah.
That Darren spent some of his birthday money on.
Yeah.
So it actually is a bit like being in a sound studio.
Yeah, you've got light up there as well.
I know, this is it. Right, so as I said, Knittles, and you want to know what that means.
Usually.
The punctuation marks designed to denote swear words in comics.
Ah.
So it's a Knittle if it's in a comic. There you go. I thought it was worth the wait. The anticipation there, the build up, what do you think? Huh?
Yeah.
That, in fact, I forgot what I was doing. Right.
Yep. So we've got Sherlock.
Sherlock.
Now, Sherlock last week was buckets, which put an empty bucket in front of him with a loud clang. Water. I'm fine for the moment. Two identical buckets filled to precise brim with water. The empty one is by way of illustration. Now one of the buckets has a large chunk of wood floating in it. The precise shape does not matter. Which of your two buckets weighs more? The one with the wood or the one without the wood? So basically it's got two full buckets to the brim with water. One's got a lump of wood in it, doesn't matter the size. And the other one hasn't.
Now, I put without as the wood must be porous. Most wood is porous though, so what I think is, I mean, you didn't have any sort of coating on it or anything.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think I'm right, put it that way.
I think that the weight of the wood would displace the water out of it.
So it'd be the same weight, in effect.
It'd be the same weight. We've got Pink Poodle.
Yay.
The Sherlock answer is the same as the float. Float does do anything to water.
You are going to make a squee.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Pink Poodle squee. And missed. Journey into the realm. He mentions one empty, so the empty one. Now the empty one was only as a description to show him what a bucket looked like for some strange reason. That's what he said.
You never know, she might have caught a...
So that, on it is buckets. The weights would be identical. An object floating in water displaces the amount of water such that the weight of the water displaced is precisely equal to the weight of the object.
So well done, Darren. Well done, Pink Poodle.
Yay! Right.
So come on then, what's this week's one?
This week's
Give us an
is
easy one.
the suicide.
That's cheering.
Yeah. Right. Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard was a small, lean man with a strong hint of ferret in his ancestry. Whilst his approach to crime was wholly pedestrian, he was nevertheless a tireless servant of the law. Holmes and I worked with him on a number of times to bring villains to justice. Despite having received ample evidence of Holmes' brilliance, however, he somehow maintained an intrinsic faith in his own opinion when it differed. So I was utterly unsurprised during the adventure of the impossible gecko, when he dismissed Holmes' first analysis out of hand. Look, Holmes, I understand that your client fears foul play, but it's a suicide, clear and simple. There's nothing here to suggest otherwise. The star gestured around the study we were in. The only thing we've moved is the deceased. It was a dim little room, lined with book-filled cases and dominated by a leather-topped oak desk, and the chair that went with it. In the centre of the desk sat a pill bottle, completely empty. The remaining couple of pills lay next to it, big white oblong things about the same size as the tip of my little finger. The rest of the bottle, 20 pills or more, had gone into our client's uncle the night before. The only other thing in the room was a sheet of financial projections, which appeared utterly dire. My point precisely, Holmes said, with a hint of asperity. Surely even you, Inspector, can see that suicide is highly unlikely at the very least. He was right, of course. Can you see what he spotted?
No. Ah, yes.
Yes, I have. I have seen something, yes. It's missing, yes.
Yeah, and so that's what it's ain't missing. That's as far as I've gone with it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yes. So, we shall have a look at last week's Darrens Riddle.
Yay. Now, I had a go at this one,
Right.
so you say it and I'll...
What disappears as soon as you say its name?
Silence.
Yep. We've got Pink Poodle, the answer to silence.
Yay.
That was the only one that answered on it. I believe.
Good.
Or did I click? No. Oh, there's it. I clicked the wrong button. There we go, camel.
If you see things flashing before you, they are.
Don't go into the light. Right. Right, Pink Poodle. Oh no, here we go. Journey into the realm.
Yay.
Silence. Yep. Yep, that was it. I pressed the stop button instead of the move on button. Right.
I told you, it's very technical here, people.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. You just want to make sure I don't mistakenly think I can sing, because
Yeah.
then we're all in trouble.
I believe I could fly. I could believe I could touch the sky.
The hamsters think I've got a lovely voice.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Next
Riddle.
one. This one's weak.
This new riddle.
A man rode into town on Tuesday and left 2 days later on Tuesday. How's this possible?
I'm not sure about that one.
No?
I've written something down, but whether or not it's actually of note is another matter. Right, now let's get on to the good stuff, people. Not that riddle isn't it, because I love a riddle, and I do like a Sherlock.
Caption of the week.
Caption of the week. So, this was last week's.
Right, I did think of one, but I didn't say it because
Right.
I thought there's a good chance everyone's going to get it.
Right.
So,
Well, the first time I saw this picture, and one of the main reasons I went for it, and I am going to sort of sing, but I really can't. I like big butts, but I cannot lie. And that is all you're getting out of me for that one.
because you don't know the rest of the song.
No, it's something about deny.
Your other brothers can't deny.
And then there's itty bitty in
When a
there
girl walks in with
somewhere.
an itty bitty wasted around thing, in your face you get spun.
Yeah. I also have You Thought Pooh Bear Got Stuck. And I knew that'd happen.
Yeah. Bringing sexy back.
Yeah, I can't read my own. Oh, hang on. No. Yeah.
No?
No.
Aardvark.
No, I think I got confused. But yes, so I had 2 for that basically.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I had more, but I don't know where I've written them, so we'll go
Fair
with
enough.
that.
Right.
Somewhere in the future.
We've got pink poodles.
Yeah, what we got?
Got quite a few.
All good.
Got my late mother and my sister. Or says, I hope you don't find them offensive.
No,
No.
I don't.
No.
I like pink
That's like,
poodle.
got my late mother and my sister. My late auntie Maureen used to say this a lot. Arseholes.
Sorry.
Fat bottom girls make the rock and roll go round. Bumholes, and the words from Lindy from Wish You Were There. Yeah, Wish We Were Here even. Love this film. This agency sent me as hamster backside. I think you need new staff, as I asked by the seaside. I'm tried harnessed wind power. This is the last thing you see as I leaving you. And
I love that.
and does my bum look big in this?
Oh, I missed that one. I can't believe I missed that one.
And we've got Journey into the Realm. Got a few as well.
Good.
I like big butts and I can't deny it.
See, it's not just me.
Shaking that arse and off to find some mischief. Yep, that was it.
I know one of mine was something to do with, if you think my butt's big, you should see the size of my pouches. Why do you think I'm trying to get out of this hole? Or something like that, anyway.
Right, this
No,
week's one
I like them.
is...
Now, in case you guys are wondering, I actually follow a group on Facebook, or I say a group, it's a hamster, it's a little Russian hamster family, and the one on the throne is called Precious. She also has a page. Ooh,
Pagey.
yeah, there's quite a few little names. But if you want to join the group, they always put on really fun videos. The group's actually, I just search hamster and Precious and it comes up, so you know, I can't remember what it's called offhand, but that is what I search. And this was actually a screenshot of a video clip that was really cute.
Yeah, it's done as like the Game of Thrones Iron Throne, but it's, if you look at it, it's cutlery.
No, you're supposed to let people make their own.
No, I say it's cutlery.
I know it is.
Yeah.
I know it is. You may have spoilt several of my captions, but we'll go with that. We'll ignore them. But isn't she gorgeous? And I mean, there's a whole little family. They've got Big Mama as well, and yeah, I think she's got 4 altogether.
Don't know.
But not 100% sure, and they are really cute, and
Yeah.
they'll do anything for me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was only really like the foxtail millet, the red one.
Right. So, videos posted this week.
Right, so posted this week we had Witchbox September, which was Angelic Magic, which,
Yep.
to be honest, I loved.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous. Actually, to be fair, all boxes this week have been really strong. We had then Freya's Cauldron,
Yeah.
which was Fancy Familiars, I think.
No, it's Animal Power.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I wrote that down wrong then.
You wrote Fanciful Familiars off the thing.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
You're right. I get confused sometimes. Then we had, of course, Witch Casket, which was
Spiritual
Cons. I don't know what the cons stands.
Connections.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. I don't know.
Yeah, Spiritual Connections.
Check it out, guys. Anyway, they're really
Yeah.
good, and also,
One that was really popular.
and
Which has been-
honestly,
It's good witch, bad witch.
we
From the Coven.
absolutely. I mean, it blew our minds actually.
Right, where is this thing?
Coven is
Yeah.
who we're talking about.
We got
It's a little bit more expensive, but not a lot more expensive than the others, and
right.
Amazing bit. Now we have got a bit of a shock to show you. There are none
we've
of
got
these
the-
left.
We got the countdown one
This
for Halloween.
is the countdown for Halloween.
13-day
It's 13
countdown.
days.
It's a little bit large.
I'll give you an indication. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, that is one big box.
That is a massive box.
Now, they have still got Christmas.
They still got the Christmas
advents
ones
available. They were doing a 13 days till Christmas one, and they were doing a 25-day till Christmas one.
Yeah.
Advent calendar, and honestly, guys, I mean,
Well, so we got this box through. I mean, it's, to give you an idea, it's 44 centimeters by 34.5 centimeters by 15.5 centimeters.
and it's quite heavy.
It's
so-
massive, yeah.
So,
So it is huge.
I say it'd be a good one to see. I mean, especially if you couldn't.
We're
you
going to do
can't
this all in
always
one
find
go.
the money,
as well.
but the thing is, we figure if we show you guys what you get,
Yeah.
so we pay for it. We,
Yeah.
you know, we were quite fortunate that this month I haven't been able to eat very much or keep very much down, so it's cut down our shopping bill quite a lot because fruit is blooming expensive and it keeps dying.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It was my birthday as well. So
it was your birthday as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we still, to give you a clue, we haven't had a celebratory takeaway yet for Darren's birthday, so
No.
that gives you an indication. So
But
yeah,
yes.
so
But yeah, it's so we've got that one coming. We're going to be doing that all in one go. We'll be filming it soon actually because we want to see what's in it. But it's not going to come up on our channel until the 31st of October because it's done to count down 13 days before it. I think you start on the 19th.
yeah.
I think it is, and you count all the way down to the 31st, and it's we
sort of
we're
jumped
gonna-
actually because this
we're
was
gonna
supposed
we're
to
gonna
be
do it
under,
and then film it.
That's right, yeah. But this was supposed to be under shop news, but we really couldn't wait to show you.
Well,
everything
I thought
happened
now
tonight,
is
yeah,
because what
were
we do.
talking about cover.
No, we talk about what we've got coming up
That's
next.
true. That is true. That is.
And we're
what
gonna
we've
film
got
that.
coming up next. You're right.
Yeah, yeah, because we have coming up. We've got the film.
Oh, we've got so much people.
We've got
as I
what's that
said,
one on the box?
the
that
that
one's-
too good, and
The top one is classic click rate from August. Because they're a month
and then
behind
of
at the
course
moment.
there's ones you know from our previous weeks where we
we've
said
got-
we haven't videoed them yet, and we still
We've
haven't.
got the Restful Crate from August. We've also got the Restful Crate from September as well. Because there was a bit of delay in sending one out. So it was. Then we've got a Game of Thrones one from HMV.
which I'm desperate to open.
We've got a special one or a mixed one from Zavvi, which they had for 15 quid. And we've got another one from Zavvi, which they had for $4.99.
Now you've probably noticed. I mean, there hasn't been many of my craft ones going on at the moment because Darren's only actually got a backlog of one that's completed. I've got to complete another large project, but the biggest problem is where I haven't been feeling too good, and then you know it does slow up and depends on what I can do.
Yeah, so I didn't put one on this week because we had so many other ones anyway.
That being said, I did manage to get a couple of puzzles done. I have been doing other bits besides, but that's been off camera.
Yep, and to go on that, we have puzzles completed, which is the Wozgage,
Yeah, back to the
back
basics.
to the basics.
I love this one. This is the first one they created where you go back in time because you know you get a lot of in the future ones sort of thing. Well, this is literally just going back in time, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah. Yep. So that was the original piece, and goes back to that.
Now it is missing one piece, but it's one of my favourites. I'm keeping it anyway, so it's no skin off my nose.
Yeah. And
Right, and
You
I
also
also
did?
did
a Teddy Bugs one. We've got some old ones that
which Darren's going to put on to sell at some
Yeah.
point. But we need to make sure the pieces are all there. So I've put together the Teddy Bugs one.
Yeah,
I did a
which came the same as
Superman
the
one,
picture.
which was missing a corner piece.
yeah.
So obviously we can't sell that or anything like that. So
No.
that's no use really.
No.
And I've got some other ones as well to do, the like old 80s TV jobbies.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, people. I tell you, it's been like this all week.
Right, you ready? And the next
Right,
bit
so
is TV and film watch this week.
films.
Right,
So
we watched.
this is one of my favourite. I love
Yeah.
Kingsman.
Yeah,
And say it's just really light-hearted, fun, a little bit naughty in places without being
Yeah.
extremely hand up like the Austin Powers ones can be. Although
Yeah.
I don't mind them either, but it's just I prefer this because it's more gentle funny as opposed to
yeah.
too much funny.
And we watched the second one as well, which is the Golden
Which
Circle.
again is really good.
We didn't watch the prequel one because we watched part of the prequel one before the
Yeah.
King's Man, and we didn't like it.
No,
But
it's
on the
so
plus side, there is a third one of these
serious.
coming.
They are making a third one, which I'm really pleased about.
Yeah, with the same ones in it. So we also watched Percy Jackson and Lightning Thief.
If you haven't seen it, it is really good actually.
Yeah,
Again, it's,
and they are actually making a TV series.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be good because
Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Yeah. Yeah, and we watched Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters, which was the second film as well.
Yeah,
They didn't do any more than that because it didn't go down brilliantly well. But
it's a shame actually because I did like them, but a lot of the time it's timing.
yeah,
With certain films.
Yeah. We also watched Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Which is very good.
Which
to
is-
be
yeah,
fair.
it's fun.
It's not
It's
one
still
of my
like-
favourites, but it is
It's got-
still a good film.
It's got bits that harken on. You've got Nicolas Cage in it
I love him.
as Balthazar.
Yeah.
The wizard. And it's got bits that harken back to Fantasia, the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Which you got
Yeah.
bits where, where
Do.
yeah, so where he makes the mops dance, the bit to clean everything up, and you get the music playing behind. Do 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 do.
Don't do any more.
No,
than
we're doing more than that
'cause-
because Disney will take it. Yeah. I mean,
Ironically, I've never seen Fantasia. It's never appealed to me. I've obviously seen that clip because I think anybody, even if
Yeah,
they
that's
haven't
right,
seen it,
yeah.
has seen it. Right,
And then we also went on to
Bridget
Bridget Jones'
Jones's
Diary.
Actually, what I did was I went on to Bridget Jones' Baby,
yeah,
but then I had to watch the other two beforehand.
yeah.
So
But yes, we had Bridget Jones' Diary, Bridget Jones' You Had a Reason, and Bridget Jones' Baby.
I just love them. I think Colin Firth, he's such. He's
There's a
so,
few of Colin Firth
and-
because Colin Firth's in the Kingsman ones as well.
Yeah, he also plays Mr. Darcy. Oh dear me, yes.
Yeah, he played Mr. Darcy in this as well, didn't he?
He was Mr. That is his name in this, admittedly.
Yes, yeah.
And then you've got, of course, McDreamy. And if any of you watch Grey's Anatomy, you'll know I'm referring to
Patrick Dempsey.
Patrick Dempsey, thank you. Terrible with names.
I can read it off of here.
I absolutely love Hugh Grant. But yeah, I must admit it was a bit of a nice twist, and it ended beautifully. Will she do more? I do not know, because I think then you're entering the realms of look who's talking and so on.
Yeah, so they've already
Probably
done
a bit
3, haven't they? I think she only
Yeah.
did 3 books anyway.
I don't know, but I just loved it.
Yeah. And then we finished watching True Blood.
I did, and it was amazing again. And
Yeah.
I adore Eric in
Although
it.
they're
completely.
talking about remaking True Blood, which is really strange because essentially it only finished a few years ago.
Also, there's a blog out at the moment that Pam,
As podcast.
a podcast,
that?
that's the word. That Pam and her name isn't actually Pam.
No.
That's her name in the show. She's
Yeah.
Eric's prodigy.
Yeah.
Brilliant cutting one-liners, absolutely fantastic character, and lovely human being as it goes.
Yeah, her and the ginger-haired one who was Bill's prodigy.
Yes, that's right.
I can't remember her name either.
Yeah.
But they do a podcast together talking about each episode, and the making of them.
So they're both really lovely women. So they certainly come across that way. Are you printing out something? Because that's what it sounded like.
No, I just got my foot on a bottle down there.
Aha! Don't worry, people. It's only a water bottle.
Yeah.
Right.
Also started watching Grimm.
Oh my goodness. I'm so going to have to grim it again today.
Yeah.
Although we have also started watching something else, which we'll tell you about now.
Jurassic Park.
Now,
Part of my birthday bit. I got Jurassic Park on Blu-ray, all 6.
Now, to say we've watched Jurassic Park, the Jurassic Park films a lot, is an understatement.
But we didn't actually have them on Blu-ray.
No, we
only had it on DVD. Yeah.
I think. But,
yeah, I think we had the first one and the last one.
That's right, yeah. But honestly, guys, I find them so addictive. I really do. And I mean, I'm really excited because when we get to the end of the ones that we've seen before, you've got Domain.
Hold it.
He's jumping ahead of himself.
No, it hasn't. It's gone off. It's stopped. Right, bear with me a sec.
Well, I can still, can't I?
You can't, because I've got to take the numbers off.
Fair enough.
Oh, you can if you want. You can talk about it.
So basically, guys,
it's Dominion anyway.
Yeah, Dominion. We haven't seen Dominion yet. I'm really excited about it. I've been checking quite regularly and saw it was to come out on the 26th on DVD. I think it was on Blu-ray. We didn't want to spend £15 to get it. We don't tend to get. We didn't really go to the cinema that much anyway, and now I can't get out full stop. And to be perfectly honest, the last time we went was sort of like the only time I've been where I've been in the wheelchair and what have you. And it's good they keep it cold in there because I get really hot really easily, but unfortunately they won't pause it for me if I want to go and have a wee, to put it bluntly, which is really inconsiderate. Not to mention the fact that you know when you get the aircon on your sort of thing, and you need to go every 5 seconds. So the last one I watched actually was a Harry Potter one, I think.
It was the last Harry Potter film.
Yes, and I missed about 20 minutes of it going back and forth for a wee.
Yeah.
So, yeah, honestly, that sort of put me off after that anyway. Plus, I really find it depressing if I go inside a cinema and it's dark, like when it's light outside, and I come out and it's dark. I find it quite depressing. I don't know why, but I just do.
So we've gone on. We've watched Lost World as well.
And
we've got.
I love Blue.
We've got the one next, which is Alan.
I'm really excited about this because it's going to have all of them in it. And
the last one.
It's
got all of them. I don't know to what what effect they're all in it. I just know they're all in it.
I don't know, but I am so excited. Yeah. So yeah, we're actually Lost World. We still got a little bit left to watch.
Yeah.
But because we're over halfway, we decided to note it down. And yesterday we were supposed to be watching some more, so we would have potentially had Domain to watch. Something today, but
Debbie went to sleep.
So those injections, they don't. The first two affected me. Then the booster ones I was fine with, and then unfortunately we had quite a scary nurse come up, and she was quite. You're very young.
Yeah, it's very young. Why are we giving this to you? You tell me. You phoned us up.
I'll be perfectly honest. I was shaking for hours afterwards. I'm really not good in confrontations at all. So and if you guys are at home and you suffer with anxiety and bits like that, it's really quite harrowing, especially when you're not used to people, let alone strangers, in your home. And you know, it's sort of like, yeah, it unnerved me, something chronic, to be honest.
Yeah.
But as I say, I'm only telling you guys essentially because I think if it had been a situation where the thing that got me the most was she was quite aggressive about it and quite forthright, more to the point.
Yeah.
Aggressive is probably the wrong word, but she was very formidable.
Yeah.
And you sort of instantly felt like you were doing something wrong, which instantly sets my nerves on fire. However, when I pointed out very calmly, but you contacted us. Because there were a couple I didn't
even got a text
have
message
because
today.
they never contacted us. And then they contacted us as usual in a panic because they realised that they should have been giving me injections throughout because I'm high risk. And we're sort of like, okay, whatever you want to do, because I never like to disturb anybody. And I always presume, you know, they're medical professionals, you know what they're doing, sort of thing. But when I've got one medical professional saying that I need to have something and then another one standing in front of me, which she was, I might add, I'm sat down, she was standing in front of me, and you know, it was sort of like it was way too much. So honestly, part of me wishes I just hadn't bothered having it done and I'd have said, no, you're all right, thanks. But no, you should be able to have these injections. If you're told you have to have the injection, you shouldn't be threatened in any way, whether it be just forthright. I'm not a snowflake. When I say that she threatened me, I'm not saying there was no knife held to the throat or anything like that, or her towering immediately over me, although that has happened once with a medical professional. So, you know, I get it, guys, it's not nice, it really isn't. But you know, just if you're told you need something, have it done. If then somebody turns up at your door and that isn't good enough for them, because unlike the people who have read your notes and know exactly what is wrong with you, who actually are making an informed decision on that, as opposed to somebody that's coming round probably getting a lot of grief from people, probably being quite short with people because she can't hang round and get chatty with people that are potentially lonely or on their own. I just think there's better ways of going around it. I'm pretty much all for being blunt, which is sort of like, I'm sorry, I'd love to stay and chat, but honestly, I've got so many people got to go and see, and then you start walking out.
Well, I thought it was strange, because they turned up in a taxi.
Yes, that was odd.
That's been really expensive.
Yeah, because you were looking out for the Amazon driver who was supposed
to. It was just about turning up,
and it was. But yeah, so no, guys, honestly, don't be made to feel bad if you're told that you need something by somebody, you know, just. If you feel too challenged, you can always tell us to leave it, and then you can wait until they contact you again and ask for somebody else to be sent. Right.
Yep.
So
we're on to
dealing
weird
with
and
dinosaurs,
wonderful.
dealing with dragons.
Yeah.
Right. So weird and wonderful.
Yeah.
Right. So this first item, I don't know whether you remember last week, I had sort of like combined a collection into the other dresses. Well, this week I've decided to start off with the collection and still do 3 dresses because I've got so many in my screenshots. So this week's collection is Firefly Path.
Yeah, it's got the dress. But
I mean, it's stunning. Now, what I will say is whether these have been actually made as dresses, I honestly couldn't tell you.
I don't know if they can actually. I don't know if they're just done as displays. I think they're
embellishment ones, but because they're so pretty, I don't care. And let's face it, people, most of us won't be able to afford to buy dresses like this anyway.
No, that's right.
Or fit in them, one or the other. Right, so that's the end of the Firefly collection,
Yeah.
which starts as a starter of 3 Fashion Week ones.
Yeah.
So our obligatory butterfly one.
Yeah.
Somebody has definitely been going high on the butterflies. So what's next?
Yeah.
Another Emerald City dress.
Yeah.
Remember, one of you guys really liked the green the last time I showed one. This is a different one.
Yeah. And this one.
See, that's the one I'm sucker for, because it's like Victorian-y ball gown. I just love it. I think it's gorgeous. I also think I'd probably spill something stain-worthy down it within 5 seconds, which is what I always say whenever anything white or cream or anything like that, which is why most of my clothes are dark.
You got, oh yeah, you got this one.
Oh yeah, this was brilliant. I've had this for
Portal to hell.
Yeah, can you imagine? You go in your bathroom, first time at night, on your first night or what have you, and this glow.
Yeah, shower drain glaze when the light in the basement's on.
On the outside, you don't have to go all the way down to the basement
To
after you've gone to bed to see if the light's on still. So there is always an upside. Right, then you've got Cake of the Week.
Yeah.
And it is a veritable library.
It is.
It's... I know I've shown really, really sharp ones on there, but I still think this is a really good cake.
It is, yeah.
It's just beautifully done, and I love libraries, so as you guys know. Right. Although there's no way you get me on that ladder. Right, so we have got... Normally I only give you one flower as a rule. I might give you plants and bits like that, but it's only usually one flower. This is the first flower this week.
Yeah.
And this is actually a flying duck orchid, which is Kalina Major. But because I had this and I had another one, now the other one comprises of 4 pictures.
Yeah.
But this is a white egret orchid flower, basically. So that's it close up from one angle.
Yeah.
Then you've got it from the top. It's beautiful. Then you've got it a little bit of a distance away with its brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And then if you're looking at it from
a distance.
Yeah, from a distance. But they're just so perfect. Flower, I love plants and flowers anyway. I love nature. And I just thought, no, they both look birdy ones, and I just thought, no, I'll show you all of them because I need to clear some out of my screenshots.
Yeah. Right,
now this thing is stunning, and it is they're pirate ship steampunk pumpkins. It's created by midjourney.com. I honestly can't tell you whether they're actually for sale or not, because quite often, you know, I get the feeling that this is an American maker, which means that technically you're not likely to be able to get it over here. I could be wrong, however. But there were 4 different ones she had on her thing, and I just think they're absolutely stunning. And I know that a couple of you would kill to get some of these because they are stunning. I wouldn't kill, but I'd yeah, I would really, really. The next couple especially are my favourite too. And the next one's probably my favourite.
Oh yeah. Like an airship, isn't it?
They are like
steampunk airship, yeah.
I also like the next one because the next one's actually bottom lit. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, it's like a moon underneath.
It is, isn't it? Full moon. It's its bottom. But I just think it amazes me what people can create and make. It really does amaze me.
Yeah.
And to have that sort of talent.
Yeah.
I know I like doing my own little crafts and bits and bobs and who'sy what's it.
Who'sy what's it.
But
Got to have your who'sy what's it.
honestly, I mean, so one of my projects been part of the way through for for months now, to be perfectly honest. It's got dust on it. I've got to dust it before I make the rest of it.
Yeah. Oh,
But yeah, so that's the steampunk ones this week. So that takes us on to a Victorian era horse-drawn carriage. Isn't that lovely? It's a shame they didn't have a picture of the inside, but who wants to bet it's purple crushed velvet or crushed purple velvet, whichever way you want to put it. But isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Mind you, you wouldn't want to travel in it if you suffer with piles. Because those things don't have the greatest suspension in the world.
No, they don't, no.
That being said, I mean, just wow, really.
Yeah. That's brilliant. Right?
I say the past life I was spent all my time on horseback anyway. Right. Now then, everybody gets those meetings where they are quite literally dead boring. These are the chairs for you.
Yeah, or if you're dead tired, or...
Yeah. I mean, I just thought, was the betting that started off as a doodle on somebody's meeting notes or what have you?
Yeah.
And they came up with it because it was that exciting in there. I suppose if you drop off sort of thing and don't regain consciousness, it saves them getting you out the chair, I suppose. But yeah, they're wicked. It's just a bit of fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, now I had to show you this picture. I could have kept him for a caption, but I didn't want to. This is Harley, and he's a baby possum.
Hello, Harley.
I just look at that face. Look at that face. I've also got a thing for wombats. And those of you that watch Country Practice will probably know where that comes from. Fatso Forever. That's the name of the wombat.
Right. Yep.
Right. Cake order's gone wrong, people. I've moved the section because, as you know, last week's was the last medical one.
Yep.
For the moment. So we've moved animal shaming to part 2. And in its place, I have got at the moment cake orders gone wrong. So 30 with stars and sprinkles around it. There's not a lot you can say to that, is there? What you can say is that it will be a talking point for that person for their every birthday they have after then as well. It's, you know, one of those mistakes that you'd be angry about it to start off with, but it's going to be one of the most well-remembered cakes you've ever had. So go on then, what's the next?
Nobody even likes you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
That
cake
wasn't a
that
mistake.
says it all.
And oh, look at that. That's a thing of nightmares, that, isn't it?
Do you know, I wouldn't mind betting somebody gave it their best shot, and good on them for trying.
That's one of these bits they said it on they said it on Pinterest, and they go, "Oh yeah, I can make that. That's not a problem." Yeah.
I think the biggest mistake
It's the teeth
actually
at the
was
front.
the teeth at the front.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, she probably got a packet of fingers after not getting them for years and years and years, and thinking that you actually got a full packet, which is, as you know, you get about 11 now. So, you know, she probably thought one pack would be enough, when in reality she'd need about 5 to offset what you used to get, roughly.
Yeah.
But yeah, still free, keep it good. Right, our next one is 80s Netflix.
Yeah.
So this
In
was
the 80s, this was on Netflix.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I read.
Oh, Christ, I remember we had.
There's different ones on there actually.
We had video. We had the video to video, or you borrow. when we started off with the Betamax, and then we'd
Oh,
borrow
no, we
someone.
never had that.
We'd borrow somebody else's Betamax, and get the videos out from it and just copy them across, because everyone did, because there was no protection on anything at all.
Well, no. No, I remember we'd get there were three of us. My nan and granddad lived next door to us, and there was a couple over the back garden from us.
Yeah.
And according to Mum, they'd all get, I think this is possibly before me and my brother were born actually, but or when we were very young anyway, but they'd each buy or they'd each rent a video from Blockbusters, and then of an evening they'd go outdoors in the garden and sort of swap around their tapes. So over that weekend they'd all watch each other's rented film.
You wished it was before you were born.
No, it wasn't before I was
No, it wasn't
born,
before
was
you were born. No, videos didn't come out to the 80s, darling.
Either way, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Because I think me and my brother would have, because we had bedtimes in those days. I don't think people do these days, do they?
I don't know.
No, I don't actually. To be fair.
There's got some great ones on there. Karate Kid 2.
Oh yeah.
Clash of the Titans.
Titans for anybody else.
Yeah. That's how I read it when I was a kid. That came out in 1982, I believe.
Oh, you saying that? I went
Indiana
over
Jones and Temple of Doom, which was the second one. Oh.
I remember going into the kitchen being quite bored because Dad was watching the telly, and Mum said to me, "What's he watching?" And I said, "Well, Daddy's watching the Grand Prix."
Yeah.
Because that's how I'd read it.
Well, yeah, because it's got an X at the end, isn't it? Yeah.
So, yeah, it was like Orange You Tang. Unfortunately, it just sort of stuck in our household.
Yeah.
But it's funny, isn't it? You sort of grow up with things, and there's things you don't necessarily think of. It's like the neighbours.
Well, you put it together like you put it together as you would put together other words, don't you? So it's just
like,
that.
You know, I'm not going to do it because I can't. Because if anybody mishears this, I'm going to be in trouble. But you know, like with children, you point to bits of your face, and they point to bits on their face, saying nose, eyes, mouth. Don't ever hold down your tongue with your finger and say tongue, because it isn't tongue that you say. No. Or more to the point, it doesn't come out.
Well, you can do it. You're adults, you can do it.
Yeah, you can do it. But it sounds really wrong from a 1.5-year-old.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, because he'd get shock and sort of awkward giggles sort of thing, he'd do it more because that's what children do.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
You try it. You put your finger down on your tongue and hold it down.
Also, I want to know what percentage of you have just tried that. I don't need answers on a postcode.
Yeah, don't put down what the word is that it sounds like, because YouTube will only block the message.
It's a horrible word. It's an absolute. It's not a nice word.
This one.
Right, this is a toolbox from the 1890s. Now, to give you an idea, people, this guy must have been the dog's Whatsits when it came to, you know, his tools, because they weren't cheap back then.
No,
I've tried looking up to find out a bit more about this, and to find out its value. Now, I can give you an idea of the only ones from the 1890s I could find are quite basic ones, actually, that weren't that different from the tin ones you used to get, sort of thing. Some of them were made from wood and bought and what have you, but they were like £300, $300, you know, different high amounts for these things that don't look anything like this, and it certainly didn't have any tools in.
No.
So that would be a lot of money. If any of you guys have got a rough estimate of, or more realistic view of what you think something like that would cost, please let us know, and we'll talk about it next week. But honestly, I didn't have a clue. I didn't spend an awful lot of time researching, for the simple reason is I don't really know that much about tools.
No, that's right.
I like hammering things.
Yeah, if I had an hammer,
Yeah.
I'd hammer in the morning.
Generally speaking, I'm not allowed loose with a hammer.
No.
But there you go.
Right. Yeah, what now?
Right, so
it's an octopus.
it is a glowing coconut octopus. Now this I did find out about.
Yeah.
Native to the Western Pacific Ocean, the Octopus Manageratus, whatever that is in Latin. Well, that is in Latin.
That is in Latin, yeah.
It's an octopus species that is more commonly known as the coconut octopus or the veined octopus. I wonder why. With a body that grows to an average of 8 centimetres long and arms an average of 15 centimetres, the coconut octopus can be described as medium sized. So it's not huge,
No,
but it's
quite
glowing.
little, yeah.
What does it eat? Well, I'm glad you asked me. It eats small invertebrates such as crabs, shrimp and clams. Their beak is hard enough to break the shell of crustaceans. They also are able to prey on small fish in the ocean. So they've got some snap to them, people.
Yeah.
I could have looked up more, but I just thought, no, that's answered a couple of questions I wanted and given me some impossible words to say that you can laugh at me for.
Yeah.
That's
Fair
essentially
enough.
that.
Right.
Right. Now then,
Oh.
next is Ourness Challenger. Now,
Oh,
I
man.
actually remember this.
I never had one, but a friend of mine.
A friend of mine had one, and they had one at the doctor's surgery. And I really liked it, actually.
Huh.
It was really fun. And I sort of wish I had one because I'd quite like to play with it, but that's just me. Right, our next item are stickle bricks.
Stickle bricks. Yay.
Loved stickle bricks. I really, really did.
Again, I didn't have stickle bricks.
Oh, we had stickle bricks.
I had Lego, but I didn't have stickle bricks.
I had stickle bricks and those ABC blocks that come apart that had little animals inside them, the plastic ones.
I know, they were
Yeah, I've
there.
still got some of them. I actually bought some from a car boot because I thought that, you know, when we were going to have children, I wanted to have some bits.
But I didn't
from
have the
when we
animals
were
inside
younger.
them.
They had a couple
Some
of
of them
bits,
did, yeah.
but not many. And yeah, our stickle bricks and that were in this sort of like little fluffy bin thing with a nose and some eyes. It wasn't dusty bin, in case you were wondering, because it was orange. But we had stickle bricks and those bits in there. But yeah, and our next one, bean bags.
Bean bags.
Now we had these at school, and each
Yeah, we only had them
each
at
of
school.
our class had. They used to split up the classes into house groups. We
That's
had
right.
north, west, east, and south, I believe.
We had
Um,
Arundel, Bramber, Lewis, and Pevensey. Because there were castles.
But each of us had a colour, and ironically, it isn't until years afterwards. Actually, it wasn't until I found this picture of the beanbags and thought, oh yeah, they were our different house colours. I realised that J.K. Rowling must have got a similar idea from there, because of course you've got
Yeah, because it's the same house
Gryffindor,
colours we used to have as
Ravenclaw,
well.
Hufflepuff and Slytherin.
Yeah, it's the
going
same.
clockwise.
I think all schools had the same colours.
But I just, I still have a great fondness of beanbags.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So that is
It's
officially
the end of part one.
part one.
Right.
So guys, you probably noticed in the credits, I'm just going to credits the startup bit, that only 4 out of 5 hamsters were shown.
Yeah.
That's because our youngest son is going through the stage of not wanting to get out of the egg box.
Yeah.
So short of shoving a pan in front of the thing, and believe me, I did think about it, you're not going to see pan at the moment because he's just not going to. So guys, we will see you in part 2.
Two.
Bye.
Bye.